The year was 1964, and I was 11 years old. My family had moved into the Washington Heights section of Manhattan the previous spring, and in that summer, I finally caught up with From Russia with Love. It was my introduction to the world of James Bond, and I loved it. I thought it was the sexiest thing I had ever seen. And then suddenly, a few months later, there's Goldfinger. And Goldfinger was United Artists' big Christmas release. Life magazine, with the cover photograph of Shirley Eaton painted gold, was on every newsstand in America. The push was on. Now, in those days, movies usually opened on a Wednesday. And Goldfinger had its gala premiere at the DeMille Theater on a Wednesday, and it was a big media event. The Aston Martin was parked right in front of the theater. There were celebrities, there were lines around the block. 2 days later, a classmate and I, a guy I hardly knew, decide we're going to go see the movie after school. Now, I hardly knew this guy, but somehow we connected on this mission to go see the movie. But as we were going to go downtown right after school, that meant we were probably going to see the dinner show. And that meant by the time the movie was over, we'd be going home after dark. Now, this raised some concern with the parents, and it was decided that my friend's Italian grandmother would go with us. Fine, I didn't care. So we took the A train downtown, and this was my first downtown movie. And it was the first time I ever stood in line for a movie. And there was a couple of things I noticed when I was standing on line. One, we were the only kids on line. I also noticed these two young women standing behind us. I thought of them as secretaries. And I remember looking back occasionally and seeing snow flurries falling into their hair. It's a detail I remember to this day. I also remember they were talking about a movie they had seen the week before, a movie called Sex and the Single Girl, the Tony Curtis film. And so they're talking about it, and all of a sudden I'm feeling really adult. Yeah, Sex and the Single Girl. I'm hip. Yeah, me and all the other adults online. And then suddenly we're in the theater in a mad rush. And then the house lights dim and the movie comes on. And it's amazing. But early in the movie, there's a scene where Bond's in bed with Jill Masterson in his Miami Beach hotel room. And my friend's Italian grandmother put her hand over his eyes. And that gave me a moment of real concern. Is she going to do that to me? She better not. Well, of course she didn't. And then later, as we were taking the A train back up to Washington Heights, we were gushing about the movie. Oh, wasn't the Aston Martin cool? And the laser beam, man, that was really new frontier. But my friend had a problem with one scene in the movie. It was the car crushing scene. He didn't believe they actually crushed the Lincoln Continental. What are you, crazy? They have millions of dollars to make this movie. What's a Lincoln Continental? He wasn't buying it. Now, decades later, when the movie's out on DVD, director Guy Hamilton talked about the shooting of that scene. It was second unit. It was in Florida. They were getting background plates to later use at Pinewood Studios for the Miami Beach sequences. And they did the car crushing scene at a junkyard there in Florida. And he relates how the whole crew was standing there watching that, and they were kind of upset. Were they really destroying this beautiful car? Yeah, they were. So, my friend, wherever you are, they did crush that car, which only goes to show you just what high esteem a Lincoln Continental was held in back in those days, back in 1964. See you around the campus.